Good night and welcome to a new episode of Leone, the pleasure of discovery. With me, you are gonna join me in this very long journey through the most important cities of Europe. Today, we are in one of the biggest cities of Europe and one of the most important for many different reasons. Welcome to Lisbon. Here at my back, you can see one of the most recognizable monuments of Lisbon. Here is the Torre de Belém. It was originally built for defense from the pirates that were attacking the city. Of course, being a really commercial active city, pirates were coming here, so that was built for defensive purpose. Of course, now is a very important tourist attraction. But in this long journey, I won't be alone. I will be joined by a local, a person that spent all of her life here. Welcome, Nadia.
Ciao.
So, how is living here in Lisbon?
It's really pretty. It's amazing because the weather is always sunny, and also you always get very panoramic views because of the green and all of the trees and flowers that you can see all of the year. And I think it's a very, very pretty country. Even though sometimes you see a lot of people around, but you can still have fun anyway.
Of course, it's a very busy city, but being so big, it's important not to miss the little details. So come with us
Embark on our journey.
and let's discover all.
Uma casa portuguesa fica bem, pão e vinho sobre a mesa. E se à porta humildemente bate alguém, senta-se à mesa com
Other
gente.
colors.
Fica bem, esta franqueza fica bem.
Behind those work in progress, there's one of the most beautiful and incredible buildings in Lisbon. This is the Mosteiro do Jerónimo. This has been built in the 16th centuries, nearly the same period of the building of the Tower de Belém. And actually, it is behind the Tower de Belém. The things that you see is really fancy and full of decoration. And was made possible thanks to a specific tax, the tax on spices. Because this was placed in a strategic place, near the seaside, to intercept every kind of commercial activities and make money out of it. The monks were living inside of it. And there are many curiosities. Come with me inside to check. So here we are inside of the claustrum of this monasterio. You can see all the decoration and all of the stones, how it made. But one thing that really was important for this structure was this series of little doors. Do you know why? Because inside of it there were monks in the time. And this monks was helpful to give confessions to all the sailors that were going to start. So the sailor will come in, tell his sins to the priest, not to the priest, to the monk, and then he will go to the sea. That's really nice, though. So, of course, you cannot speak about the Portugal history without talking about this sad part of history. Of course, behind me, there's the tomb of one of the most important conquistadores in the world, Vasco da Gama. He was, of course, one of the most famous and recognized. And yeah, just here to remind what Portuguese have made to the world. And here, always in the same area of Belém, we also have a really important house, the house of the President of Portugal.
Here we have the azulejo. It's very typical from Portuguese because it was from influence of the Arabs that we fought for a long time and then we conquered them. Stronzo. But they are very pretty, they are very unique, and they are very easy to clean because of the humanity. Now let's go down to the subway.
So we are here in one of the most ancient metro system in Europe. This was born in 1959, and since then it hasn't worked properly well. For example, today I struggle a lot by buying my tickets, but that's a problem everywhere in the world. As you can see, now we are eating a very typical food from a Portuguese, very Portuguese dish. This is the typical. Okay, no.
Egg on the top. We are in the zoo on a free part, and we are in McDonald's. And there we have a pavão. Meu pau na tua mão. He wants food. He's looking for a bit of food. Golosa.
And as you can see, this is the male version of the pavão. It's very colorful and full of energy. As you can see, he's jumping around. He's looking for his male, his woman comparison. He probably didn't know that she went to the McDonald's to take some food because it was asleep. But now, he's going to search for her and make stay worth it of living another day.
So this is the habitat of the macaco esquilo. They are very small and they have a huge cauda. They are very social animals like us. Like us people, they like to interact with each other, and without social life, they wouldn't develop their emotions and their I don't know how to say in English. No, I don't remember.
And of course, here many people are a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, as you can see. He's from Brazil.
The best in the world.
But we all know who the best in the world is.
Ronaldo, yeah, not Messi. Ah.
And here I am, in the heart of Lisbon. And I'm not holding a monument of cement. I'm holding a monument of gold. This is the pastel de nata, made by the old monks from the monastery of Jerónimos, with a secret recipe that they keep doing every day. And this is the reason why so many people come to Lisbon. You can see the layers of craziness, and now hear this. Also, there's another problem. I'm a bit lactose intolerant, so tonight I won't be happy.
Sometimes when we are walking in the streets of Lisbon, in the wires we can find some shoes attached, which means that in these streets they sell drugs, and it's a way for drug dealers to communicate without the police even notice it. So let's buy something.
And here at my back, one of the most iconic places here in Lisbon. This is Praça do Comércio, Square of Commerce. This is where all of the international commerce began. So people of Lisbon could start to get known to the world. And of course, with commerce comes a lot of money and greatness. And so Lisbon has built also, has been built so big, thanks to all of the activities that were made exactly here.
In the Padrão dos Descobrimentos, he was built in 1940, around that, by a Portuguese sculptor, Leopoldo de Almeida, perdona, from my family, but I'm poor. Anyway, so you can see Infante Dom Henrique also was one of the great figuras, like a person that started the Expansão Marítima Portuguesa, and you can always see like the cross because people were very religious at the time, and they thought that God was always guiding them. And the king always on behind because he was a fucking pussy and he was scared. But it's pretty.
Now I'm in front of the church of Santa Maria Maddalena. But that's not what I'm talking about. I don't care about this church. What do I care is the tram system of Lisbon. Lisbon has some trams that are the oldest still working in the world. The model, think about it, it's from 1920. Of course, they remodernized it with modern brakes, modern electric motors, but the structure is the same because, of course, are the only model that can go through this narrow street and really high building. So, kudos for you. As you can see at my back, you can zoom a bit. You can see Pontos do 25 Abril, which is the national festivity for the liberation during the Salazar period. Muito funny it is that also in Italy, of course, we have the 25th of April, but from 1945, of course, the liberation from the fascistas. Here we are, as you can see, on a boat. Boats are really important, of course, because before building that bridge was the only way to communicate from one side to the other. Lisbon is built on different islands, different parts of the city are shattered around. So this is a very good and really calm way of transportation.
Here we have the statue of Afonso de Albuquerque. He was one of the guys that was responsible for the first Expansão Marítima of Portugal. Thanks to this guy, we started our conquistadora area.
Os conquistadores, the conquistadores have conquered the sea back in the days. Now they still aspire to conquer something else. Maybe not so bad as they did in the past. Here at my back, you can see a really rare part of Lisbon, not the most known. As you can see, there are no tourists around. This is the Seixal Bay. Seixal was really important and still is for the fishery, as you can see from the many boats that are around here. With a really slow panning. And now with a really fast panning, you come back to me. Because this was the end of this journey. But I'm sure there will be many more to come. So, goodbye.